So it was a once-in-a-lifetime trip. I took my 3 daughters, their spouses, and 9 grandchildren to Hungary on a back-to-the-roots trip. They wanted to see where I had come from. So there we are, walking around Budapest on the Buda side, when my son-in-law, who had been walking ahead, comes back and says, do you know anything about the House of Houdini? I was kind of shocked about that, because I kind of think of myself as pretty much of an expert on Houdini. I have lots of books about him. I know his history. I've watched the movies about him. I didn't know anything about House of Houdini. So, of course, we make a beeline for it. And there it is, emblazoned in large letters, House of Houdini, in English, with small Hungarian under it. Anyway, we go inside, and it's spectacular. It's the only Houdini exhibit in Europe, and it was put together by a guy who eventually I met. All kinds of fascinating Houdini artifacts, letters from Houdini, a Bible signed by him in his real name, Eric Weiss. That's quite unique. Anyway, we had a guided tour. The guide was pretty knowledgeable. And I kind of got into a discussion and let her know that I knew something about Houdini. And just as we were about to leave, after having witnessed even a magic show inside this museum, she says, would you like to speak to the director? He'd like to speak to you. So I said, sure. So he comes down and we start having a discussion, and he tells me how he put together this museum and how, since he was very young, he was interested in handcuffs and locks. And I asked him, well, did you ever think of following in your hero's footsteps? And he kind of said, well, I dabbled with escapes once, and he was very self-deprecating. And he said, well, if you want to check, you can look on YouTube. So we had a nice discussion, and finally I leave, gave me a gift of a pack of trick cards. And I go back to the hotel, and I Google his name, David Merlini. What a great name for someone interested in magic. And I couldn't believe what I saw. This guy is the most famous escape artist in Europe. He has done unbelievable things. He was frozen in a cube of ice, filled a tub with water. This was then he was in there, he was put into a chamber with liquid helium, frozen solid, in a straitjacket from which he escaped. Numerous TV appearances about that. He was encased in concrete and dropped into the Danube River and escaped with thousands of people watching and telecast and helicopters hovering all over. All kinds of fantastic escapes. I could not imagine how I not heard of him. He outdid not only his hero, Houdini, but also David Blaine, who does all these kind of things. I was totally shocked. Being sort of an expert on Houdini, I had never heard of him. And now, of course, I've delved into him. Fantastic. And if you want to check out, look up David Merlini and take a look at some of the videos of his escapes. Absolutely fascinating. And if you ever get a chance to go to Budapest, do not miss House of Houdini. Tell David Merlini I sent you.